Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about face masks. This is actually going to kick off a series that I'm going to call Masking Around or Masking for It, or I don't know, help me out. Leave some ideas in the comments of what a great name for this series is. I love a good face mask. I love the way it makes my skin feel, so I'm going to try a slew of them and share my thoughts with you guys. Alright, so let's get started with tonight's mask. Recently, I went to Target and I went to their little mask aisle and picked up a few of this new brand that I haven't tried yet. It is Quabella, I don't know, I think that's right. I don't speak Italian, but I picked up these three because they're gonna work on my problem areas that I want to work on. I've got a pore, okay, so I grabbed the pore minimizing T-zone or full facial, the nourishing coconut, and the purifying tea tree and witch hazel. And I think this is what I'm going to do today because my skin just feels like it needs a little extra cleaning and love. So these, like I said, I grabbed them at Target and they were right around $2 each, which I think is a pretty good price. It's a half of an ounce, which most of these little packets are right around 0.5 or 0.6 ounces. So we're gonna get started with this one. So for this guy, we clean my face, which I've already done, apply the mask and let it sit for up to 15 minutes, rinse with warm water and pat dry. Okay, so and another thing I got for myself, because I've wanted it forever and I finally found it without having to order it online, is this. The ELF, or I guess they're going by ELF, I'm not sure. Here's the actual front of the box. But it is their brush and mask tool. Basically, it's this little plastic spatula thing that you use to put on your mask and not get a mess all over everything. So this will be part of the review tonight too. So and I think it's just super cute, and it's a little rubber spatula thing on one end. It is really, really nice and flexible, and then there's this tiny little brush on the other end. Okay, the first thing I will say about these guys is this package was it was really not easy to tear open. Like, they have the little tabby guys on the side, so you should just be able to tear it across, and I couldn't. So I had to cut it with the scissors. That's just one thing that bugs. So, oh my gosh. This smells so good. It reminds me, tea tree oil will always remind me of when I got my nose pierced, because I had this weird reaction to the metal in my first piercing ring thing, and they told me to put tea tree oil on it and it was supposed to help, but it didn't. Turns out the only thing that helps is actually changing out the metal. But it just, whenever I smell tea tree oil, it reminds me of being 18 and knowing everything and being the smartest person in the world. Until like actual adulthood hit, and then things changed a little bit. Still smells really good. Alright, so here we go. So I'm going to just grab it with this guy here. And okay, so we've got it all on. I just finished, and already I can feel it really like tingling, and it feels like it's getting down into my pores, and it's like got a really cooling, it feels like really cool. It's very tingly, like especially right in here and up here, because these are really my like open areas for my pores. So I can definitely feel it's getting down there and working. All right, so I am gonna go let this sit for 15 minutes and wash it off, and then we'll come back and we'll give you my final thoughts. And we're back. So I let it sit for the full 15 minutes and I just wiped it off, and it does, like, my skin feels very cool, and I did wipe, like, you know, clean it off with some pretty warm water. It felt very, very tingly and cooling pretty much the entire 15 minutes. This was actually a really nice mud mask. It wasn't so thick that it took a really long time and a lot of scrubbing to get off. So I really kind of like the consistency of this. It feels almost like a mousse more than a thick mud mask in like the traditional sense, but it did, you know, it dried down a little and it had that little bit of cracking that you're used to. But I will say that my skin right here, which is kind of my problem areas. Let me see if I can zoom you in a little. that's actually a scar side. Let's look at this. So my skin here, I do feel like these pores on these areas are a little bit less defined. I guess I feel like they are a little bit smaller and that skin feels smooth. It actually does feel really smooth specifically in these areas. So I would say that this mask definitely does its job and it feels very clean. My skin feels really nice and fresh and kind of tight. It feels just fresh. So if you're looking for that kind of feeling, it feels like it's good. It does feel like it got a deep clean. Okay, so I am gonna give this mask like 2 thumbs up. I think it did a really nice job. It felt really good. Like my skin feels nice and cool. I can't stop touching it. So I really like this mask. I will say though, it is very tingly, so if you have sensitive skin, this may not be the mask for you. And I will also say, take $5, get this little spatula guy. It was awesome. It applied perfectly, except the piece I got in my hair, but user error, we'll stick with that. I really like this one. I got it at Target. I'm 100% sure it's available online, or at least you can find something similar. This is a win too. So this was the K-Bella Tea Tree and Witch Hazel mask and the e.l.f. mask spatula. All right, so like I said, leave some comments below with some ideas of what we can call this series, because I love face masks and we're gonna see a ton of them. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys so much and we'll see you next time. Bye, 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 bye.